Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of One,
Two.
We're here to answer your big football questions. First up, from Ignacio Martinez from Brazil. How are you doing? Which Premier League team will stay out of the Champions League in the 2018-19 season? Hashtag 1-2.
Liverpool.
Okay, that means
get them out of there.
Oh, maybe Arsenal will get into it. Okay, Oliver MJ asks, if Hazard left Chelsea to join Real Madrid, would Leon Bailey be a good replacement?
It's hard to tell just yet, but it looks pretty good, so...
Can you feel those Hazard-level boots?
That's a tough ask. That's pretty tough. However, he's young, so maybe.
Maybe. Okay, and next up, we have a language I don't speak, but the question is, Man United need to win the league. What do they need to do it?
Get rid of Mourinho. Getting a manager who's going to attack and win football games instead of just settling for draws and trying to win ugly.
That's a fair comment from Matt. Hashtag 1-2 from Explosive Explosion. When do you think Wenger will retire from his job? Quick answer, at the end of his contract.
Never. Literally never.
Okay, from Ruslan Lebenti. Why is Ronaldo doing so bad in the league compared to the Champions League? Hashtag 1-2.
Wow. I think the whole team's doing pretty poorly.
I think the team's doing bad, but also I think Ronaldo is driven by a desire to win things, but he's won everything, so it's hard for him to stay driven. He's won the Ballon d'Or good few times now, so that one thing that was his motivation factor is kind of diminished, and he's getting older. And it's easier to turn it on for one game in the Champions League, that prestige, than it is to consistently do it every single day, every single week.
Yeah, he's probably pretty demotivated now, knowing they're not going to win the league and they're out of the cup, and he's got the Champions League to live for the rest of the season.
And I feel like the fans also know the Champions League's their best chance of winning something, so they get behind them more, so everybody puts in more effort. Yeah. Next question. Question from Philip Tillman. Which national team is the best in the world?
Germany,
okay.
for sure, yeah.
Well, on paper, France are worth ridiculous money. Obviously, they've got Dembele, they've got Laporte now, they've got Pogba, they've got Mbappe, so they're worth a lot, but I'd agree with Matt in terms of Germany is just
better team.
Better. They've been together longer. Okay, do you think England can turn things around and do well at the World Cup? That question is from Josh C. Matt shaking his head.
I'd like to say yes for the fact that it's tournament football and that anything can happen in a short space of time, but Gareth Southgate's in charge, so...
I think the worst thing that happened to England recently is Aaron Ramsey got a hat-trick, which meant Jack Wilshere is going to stay on the bench. And Jack could have unlocked his England midfield, basically. If Matt wasn't a Spurs fan, he'd be saying yes, not maybe.
No, I give him props, Jack Wilshere. I think he should definitely go. I can hear the non-prop in your voice. No, he should definitely go. I just don't think he's the key to it.
Next up, we have a deep question. When Messi and Ronaldo retire, who will be the players to take over the fight for the Ballon d'Or? We'll do 1-2 quickly.
Okay, hit me. Neymar.
I'm going to go with Coutinho.
Oh, Kane.
Eden Hazard.
And Mbappe.
Dembele. That's 5. Out of those 5, who do you think is most likely going to win it?
That was 6, actually.
I was at 6, okay.
But I think we're a little disagreement. Who do you think is going to win it next? Neymar.
I think Harry Kane's going to win it next. I think he's the only one in that list that's going to stay prolific wherever he goes.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
People are going to base it on goals scored, and he's going to be the person who has the most goals.
That actually is a very good point. I think that's really harsh to base it on goals scored sometimes, because it does leave some great players. I mean, the last defender to win it was Fabio Cannavaro in 2006. I mean, he did win the World Cup. But like now it's just goals, that no one's ever going to look at a keeper or a defender.
I think that's what happens when they pay big money for players as well. Because Pogba's not a natural goal scorer, but when you see a £90 million price tag on someone, you expect lots of goals, and he doesn't do that. When we saw like a 40 million for Ozil, it was a case where people thought lots of goals, and he's not a natural goal scorer either. So I think it's changed the game.
It's such an obvious return on investment. Yeah. The number one stat is just goals.
How many goals you score versus how much we paid for you.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Liverpool aren't going to get those 75 goals from Van Dijk. I'll tell you that for free. So
yeah,
it's a weird way we do things. But yeah, I think the next generation it'll be more of a battle, and I think it won't be one person dominating it. I don't think it'll be two people dominating it. But I think Harry Kane's going to be the person to at least edge ahead.
But the only other thing that people would say is trophies, and if he's not going to win any at Spurs, he's going to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, it's true. It's another factor they use.
Yes, he is, because he scores goals. Because he excites the crowd.
But the reason he'll win it goals. Because he'd have left Spurs by then and he'd be playing for Real Madrid. On that note, to break Matt's heart, let's end and we'll see you again next week. Let us know in the comments your answers to our questions and drop some comments and questions as well, obviously. Peace. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of One.
I didn't realise we were doing it.
Why was the ball in my hand?
I just thought you were going to do the ting.
Okay.